Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय कृष्णकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्तिः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहो सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। So namaste once again everyone.
Namaste Guruji.
Namaste. We're seeing this sloka. Trisama samaghasama nirvanam beshajam vishake sanyasakritchamashanto nishta shanti parayanam. We are seeing the meaning of this sloka, just started in fact. So as I said in the last class, the three namas, Trisama, Samagaha, Sama, they have to be taken together to understand these three namas, because all of them are referring to Ishvara only, Parameshwara. Trisama means the one praised by the threefold summons. Sama is the one who is in the form of Samaveda. And Samagaha is the one who sings the Sama. So here what is emphasized is that Bhagavan is Samaveda, he is the singer of Sama and the one who is praised through the Sama. So as I was saying, all musical notes are Ishvara because everything is Ishvara. So he is the one who is manifest in the form of notes in every melody. And in every melody, one can appreciate Ishvara. And when the human being is absorbed in it, the restless mind becomes quiet. So this is the meaning we saw of these three namas. The next nama is Nirvanam. Nirvanam is a very famous phrase in Buddhism. Nirvanam means the one who is in the form of moksha. Sarva dukkha upalakshanam paramananda rupam nirvanam. It's very simple meaning because it means moksha. And the next few namas like the earlier three ones, also go together as a set. So we will have to understand them in the overall context. So as I said, nirvana means moksha, which is what? Freedom from all sorrow. Absolute happiness, which is the essential nature of Ishvara. And that absolute happiness is what we define as moksha. So Bhagavan is in the form of nirvana. Then Beshajam, the medicine. Samsara rogasya aushadam Beshajam. Again, it is Bhagavan who is Beshaja, the medicine for the disease called samsara, bhavaroga, the life of becoming. The medicine that totally cures the samsara roga. And what is the samsara roga? Samsara roga is all the grief and sorrow that we suffer because of that. And this medicine, Bhagavan Ishvara, is the only medicine that cures, removes all that sorrow. That is Beshajam. Beshajam means medicine. Then Bishaka, the one who is the physician. So samsara roga nirmokshakarini param vidyam upadidesha iti Bishaka. So we saw nirvana means removal of all sorrow, moksha, superlative happiness. Then we saw Beshajam, the medicine, who is also Bhagavan. Now, who is then the doctor who gives the medicine? It is the Lord alone who is Bishak, the doctor, who dispenses, who teaches Brahma Vidya, which is the only means of removing the disease of samsara. The Lord is in the form of Brahma Vidya, and the Brahma Vidya is the medicine, and it is through God's grace, through Lord's grace, to Ishvara's grace only, one can have access to the Brahma Vidya, and not only access, get a guru, a qualified guru, and also have the opportunity to pursue the Brahma Vidya to its logical end without any obstacles causing some break in the spiritual path. So next is Sanyasakrit, the one who instituted sannyasa. Mokshartam chaturtam ashramam kritavan iti sanyasakrit. As such, we have already seen the varnashrama dharma, or varnashrama vyavastha we can call, is a part of the Vedic lifestyle. And Vedas have been given by whom? By Bhagavan only, Parameshwara only. And sannyasa is one of the last fourth ashrama in the ashrama vyavastha. Therefore, Bhagavan is the one who instituted sannyasa, the fourth stage of life, which is what? Taking to a life of renunciation. And is it that one of those choices that one needs to make? Suddenly somebody say, okay, I am bored with this, I will take sannyasa. Sannyasa cannot be taken just like that. There is only one purpose of taking sannyasa. Sannyasa is taken only for the sake of moksha. to pursue Jnana Yoga, to get the knowledge that in my Swarupa, I am free from all limitations. In other words, to gain limitlessness. A person gives up everything and takes to sannyasa only for Ishvara because he is limitlessness. When you identify yourself with limitlessness, you become limitless. So the one who gives up all desires for all the three worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha and Swaha, the desire for wealth, the desire for children, and the desire for other lokas like going to Swarga Loka, Vaikuntham, and that is sannyasa. So as the founder of the sannyasa ashrama, as the nimitta, the cause for it, Bhagavan is sannyasakrit. Even though Bhagavan alone initiated all the four ashramas, as I told you, he is specially praised here as sannyasakrit because that is the ashrama most conducive for gaining him. And as I said, sannyasa goes with moksha. So as as a set of namas which go together, this nama sannyasakrit occurs along with nirvanam, beshajam, bishak, etc. So he is sannyasakrit. Next is shamaha, the one who ordains the control of the mind. Sannyasinam pradhanyena jnana sadhanam shamam achashta iti shamaha. Sarva bhutanam shama iti sarva bhutanam shamayita iti va shamaha. So shama basically means, as we have seen in Tattva Bodha, shama is one of the most important qualifications for us mumukshu, the one who is desirous of moksha, who is pursuing a spiritual path for moksha. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, we have seen all that. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. So Shama is a very, very important qualification in order to take control of the mind and direct the mind towards one pointed pursuit, thereby ensuring the calmness of the mind. This is a very important attribute for a spiritual seeker, because one of the most important aspects in our life is to manage anger and to manage frustration. If you want a calm mind, these two things, anger and frustration, will need to be mastered. Because more often than not, it is anger and frustration. In fact, one is not separate from the other. If you analyze it, they cause all disturbances in the mind. Of course, the original cause is desires. When the desire remains unfulfilled, there is either frustration or anger. And if there is anger, that can be followed by frustration also. And all these are resolved. Or we can say that there is upashama. That is, the shama is that the mind is controlled, and that is a sannyasa lakshana. Like a mumukshu, shama is also one of the most important qualities for a sannyasi. And the Smritis say, Yatinam prashamo dharmo niyamo vanavasinam dhanameva grihasthanam shushrusha brahmacharinam. For each ashrama, what is the most important quality one should develop is said in this sloka. So most important quality to be practiced by a sannyasi is shama. Yatinam prashamo dharma. Niyamo vanavasinam. Vanavasi means here is referring to vanaprastha. Vanaprastha, after grihastha, once the children have grown up and they are on their own, the Shastras advise that now you retire to the forest and start developing, practicing all the qualification required for sannyasa ashrama, which is the last ashrama. In fact, the Shastras envisage that everyone should go through all the 4 ashramas. In today's context, if physically sannyasa ashrama is not possible, at least at the emotional level, at the mental level, one needs to develop all the disciplines which is to be followed by a sannyasi. One can live with all the family members under the same roof, but still be a sannyasi, be detached, protecting his or her own emotional balance. So here for vanaprasthas, the forest dwellers, it is niyama, the external restraint, a life of self-control, discipline and meditation. As I said, the preparatory sadhanas for sannyasa is prescribed. And for the grihasthas, what is the most important sadhana prescribed? It is dhanam. Dhanameva grihasthanam. Giving in charity, helping people who require help. And this requires right from feeding people who are looking for food, who do not have anything. Annadanam, any kind of dhanam, vidya dhanam, annadanam. So dhanam is the most important, giving up in charity. The more we give as dhanam, the more we will develop vairagya towards our possessions. As long as we do not practice or indulge in giving, we feel that all our possessions are very, very important for us and our life. It is only when we start giving, we realize that earlier what I thought was very, very important for me, I have given it up. It has not made any difference to my life. Therefore, charity, which is a very important sadhana for a grihastha, that needs to be practiced, and that is what the Shastras prescribe for a grihastha. Let the grihastha not do any other karmas, other than, of course, the nitya karmas, but giving in charity. And that too, one should give in charity, not with a grudge. Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya adheyam, Taittiriya Upanishad says. You must give in charity with an attitude that Bhagavan has actually put me in a position to give this dhanam. Dhanam should not be given by looking down upon the receiver. In fact, it should be given with the attitude that I have been blessed by Bhagavan to render this help. And when I am actually helping Nara, it is nothing but a prayer I am offering to Narayana. It is with that attitude that charity should be given, that Shraddha should be there. So this is the most important sadhana prescribed for a grihastha. And for the brahmacharis, what is the sadhana prescribed? Sushrusha. Sushrusha involves a lot of things. In olden days, the brahmachari after Upanayanam would go straight away to the Gurukulam. Their service to the Guru and Guru's family is the sadhana prescribed for a brahmachari. Sushrusha to the scriptures, learning, listening to the Vedic scriptures, learning them. And later on, helping the grihasthas to perform their nitya karmas. For that, the preparatory stage is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya. So Sushrusha, and in the modern context, since there is no Gurukulam, what is the Sushrusha? Sushrusha, you can just broaden it, going and serving some ashram, taking care of one's own parents, tending to their needs. Even if they are not old, still it is the attitude of service to others one a brahmachari needs to develop. So service to the Guru, service to the parents is all given for brahmachari. And it is Bhagavan who ordains sannyasa, as we have seen. He also ordains Shama as an important dharma for sannyasis. So Bhagavan is in the form of Shama and also in the form of sannyasi who practices Shama. Hence he is Shama. And Puja Swamiji adds, he is also Shamayita, the extinguisher of all beings at the time of Pralaya. So he is Shama and he is also Shamayita. Another shade of meaning he gives for the same Nama. Even though Adi Shankara has not taken this meaning in his Bhashya. Then Shantaha. Shantaha. It's what everyone wants. The one who is tranquil. Vishaya Sukheshu Asangataya Shantaha. So when Shama is prescribed as a dharma for a sannyasi, it presupposes the presence of a mind that is subject to restlessness. And there is not just a sort of a theoretical presupposition. We all have experienced it. Chanchalam hi Manak Krishna, says Arjuna. My mind is always restless. And Krishna says that is the nature of the mind, to be restless. And that's a reason why you have to need to develop Shama. Shama is not a natural occurring. So, the reason Shama is prescribed is taking into account the natural fact that mind is restless and it needs to be managed, because you cannot control the mind. You cannot dictate to the mind that no thought should come to you. That will be adharmic, because the dharma of the mind is to generate continuously the thoughts. Therefore, Vedanta prescribes, don't try to control the mind or quell the thoughts, but direct the thoughts in the right direction. Manage the mind. And one of the important reasons for the restlessness that we all experience is Sangha, an attachment to the Vishayas, to the objects, material objects. And this is again because it is due to our seeing them as different from ourselves, and also seeing the material objects as a source of joy. When I say objects, you can include relationships, you can include situations. So what happens is, when we experience these material objects or relationships, there is an attachment we develop towards them. And that attachment leads to a sense of incompleteness. I am incomplete without that object. I am incomplete without that person. And that incompleteness, the feeling of incompleteness, leads to restlessness. I want to acquire it. By acquiring it, I feel I will become complete. Till the time I acquire it, I will be restless. So what we have to do in order to calm the mind? Practice Shama. Therefore, by practicing Shama, that is managing the mind, directing the thoughts, understanding what is important for me, understanding, in fact, at a higher level, understanding that all these relationships we are talking about, all these material objects that we are talking about, are nothing but Ishvara only, and the same Ishvara I am. So by acquiring all those possessions, it is not going to make any difference at all. There is no difference between me and that object. It is because we don't see these objects and everything else in the world as non-different from us that we develop this attitude to I need to possess, I need to possess. Therefore, by practicing Shama, one becomes Shanta, relatively tranquil. And eventually, of course, when one gains Atma Jnanam, by understanding oneself as the limitless Atma, free from any division, one becomes naturally Shanta, permanently tranquil. But Bhagavan is what? Bhagavan is always tranquil, Swarupena Shanta. He is the very nature of tranquility. And Bhagavan is the nature, nature is tranquility, and it is not by practicing Shama and all. Because Bhagavan, Ishvara, is free from all divisions. The Triputi, knower, known, and knowledge. Pramata, Prameya, and Prama. All three are Bhagavan himself alone, and he knows this. And therefore, all the divisions that we experience, they are only apparent divisions. Shruti says, Nishkalam, Nishkriyam, Shantam. Bhagavan, Ishvara, is free from parts and divisions, free from actions, Nishkriyam, and tranquil, Shantam. Therefore, Bhagavan is always Shanta, tranquil, free from any kind of division. Once we understand Bhagavan as Swarupataya Shanta hai, and we meditate upon that Shanta Swarupa of Bhagavan, automatically our mind also will become tranquil. It will become calm. That is the practice one needs to do in order to reach that stage. Then the next nama is Nishta. Nishta means the residing place. Nitaram Sthitihi Nishta. The state of staying continuously with something or the other, or with something rather, not the other. Or we can say the abode in which one can stay continuously is Nishta. Means you should be able to no disturbance in that state. That is Nishta. Sannyasa gives Jnana Nishta, the ability to stay with the knowledge without any vagueness, ambiguity, or confusion. And that is why Sannyasa Ashrama, Vairagya is one of the most important qualities one needs to develop, even for a Mumukshu also. A Mumukshu is what? He is on the path to Sannyasa, he is a Mumukshu. Because why we are unable to stay with any particular thing is because our mind gets attracted towards variety of things. It gets confused whether this is important for me or that is important for me. Since the object of the jnana, the Atma Jnanam is Bhagavan, he is the Nishta. Bhagavan has this Jnana Nishta always. And of course, Puja Swamiji as usual adds one more, he is Nishta also because that is where all beings reside at the time of Pralaya. He takes unto all the entire universe unto him, and they all reside there till the next creation happens. So he is Nishta from that standpoint also. Then Shantihi. Now just now we saw one Nama, what? Shantaha. And now there is another Nama, Shantihi. So is it a repetition? Even though the meaning of Shanti is the one who is in the form of peace. There we saw the one who is in the form of tranquility. So Adi Shankara gives a different shade of meaning for this Nama Shantihi. Samasta avidya nivrittihi Shantihi. Sa Brahmaiva. So being Brahman, who is beyond all avidya, he is the nature of Shanti, peace. When all avidya is gone, all ignorance is completely washed away. What is left is Ananda, Paramananda. And that Paramananda is what? Peace, Shanti. And so that Shanti is Parameshwara. So we have to continuously pray for our Shanti, that is peace, that is respite from our Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika troubles. But Bhagavan is innately free from these troubles. Neither the Devatas can disturb him, nor the bugs, nor viruses, as Puja Swamiji says. And not even our continuous demands on Bhagavan can disturb him. And he does not have any Adhyatmika trouble because he knows his nature. He is never subject to any physical aches and pains. So he is of the nature of Shanti, and hence he is Shanti. The next nama is Parayanam, ultimate end. We have seen namas like Parandhama and all the same meaning. Param Utkrishtamayanam Sthanam Punaravritti Shankarahitam iti Parayanam. Utkrishtamana or Utkrishtam Ayanam. Okay, you can take it that way. Utkrishtam Ayanam. Most exalted destination. So he is Parayanam, the greatest and the ultimate end to be gained by all. It is an end gaining which there is no return. And also nothing further to be gained. There is, of course, here Parayanam is neuter gender. There is also another readings. In some texts we have seen Parayanaha, which is masculine. That means he is the one who has the highest abode. Slight change in meaning, that's all. Basically, we can understand either as Bhagavan as Parayanaha or Bhagavan as Parayana. Both ways it is okay there. So this was the last nama, I think. So in the above slokas, the first three namas, that is Trisama, Samagaha, Sama, form one set. The namas from Nirvanam to Parayanam form another set, because all of them are connected to moksha. And the Acharyas say that a mumukshu should chant these namas continuously from Nirmanam to Parayanam. Excuse me. Because they are all related to moksha. So we'll now go to the next shloka. Shubhanga Shanti Dhatsrashta Kumuda Kuvaleshayah Gohito Gopadir Gopta Vrishabhaksho Vrishapriyah. So this shloka has got 10 namas. Shubhangaha, Shantidaha, Srashta, Kumudaha, Kuvaleshayah, Gohitaha, Gopatihi, Gopta, Vrishabhakshaha, Vrishapriyah. Shubhangaha, the one who has a very beautiful form. Sundari Tanum Dharayan Shubhanga. So Shubhanga is one whose angani, limbs, are Shubha, auspicious. That is, they do not fail at all. But the limbs are as sacred as the person, isn't it? Many times, we refer to the limbs as the person only. Suppose I touch somebody. We don't say his hand is touching me. He will say he is touching me. So the hand is equal to the person himself. Similarly, if we see somebody coming, we will say so and so is coming. We will never say his legs are coming. So the legs there are directly related to the person. Therefore, whenever we talk of auspiciousness or sacredness, if we consider a person to be sacred, the limbs are as sacred as the person. And if we take the avatara aspect, Shubhanga will apply to Sri Rama, to Sri Krishna. They had beautiful forms. Even though they had a human birth, they had symmetrical limbs. The whole body was very in symmetry, which we don't enjoy, rather. We don't have. Normal human beings do not have. There is something called Samudrika Lakshana. Samudrika Lakshana means the symmetry of limbs and face. It is considered to be a very special feature in a human being. And that is generally found in avatara. Only in avatars we find. Any human being we take, we will not find Samudrika Lakshana. Either one eye will be, different than the other eye. One leg will be different size than the other leg. There may be very mild difference, which we may not notice. But if we actually go into it, we will find that there will always be some issue with the angas, with the limbs. So Sri Rama is said to be Ajana Bahu, having handsome long arms with tips of the fingers reaching up to the knees. So too Krishna, so many commentaries are there on Krishna's beauty, is the symmetry of his body. So when we talk of sacredness or auspiciousness, what does it mean? It means that any limb or part of Parameshwara is auspicious. Now, don't ask me, how can Parameshwara, we all talk about Brahman, Arupa and all that, how he can have limbs. All these are all glorifications, we must understand. And here we are referring to the Saguna Ishvara, not Nirguna Ishvara. So, any limb or part of Parameshwara is auspicious. It is complete. Once it is said that Parameshwara is the total, the infinite, then every limb is as complete as everything else. The whole is Parameshwara and the wholeness is there in every limb. It is not that all the limbs together constitute the wholeness, that the parts make the whole. It is not that. But every part enjoys the wholeness, the limitlessness. And that is the nature of Atma. From a Vedantic point of view, the limbs are what? They are only mithya, they are only apparent. They are only name and form. So individually taken, the limbs do not constitute the wholeness of Ishvara. But the wholeness of Ishvara is limitless consciousness. And as I said, the limbs are apparent, they are only name and form. But every name and form of Parameshwara is auspicious. There is no defect in his form. The limitless consciousness is the whole, and that is you. And whatever we say as limbs is nothing but mithya, appearance. So in each limb, the whole is present. In Upasana, one can visualize any anga of the Lord. for that prayer. And the blessing of the Lord will be complete. Therefore, being Shubhanga, he will give Shubha, auspiciousness to all of us. Then Shanti Daha, the one who gives peace. Earlier we saw Shanti, the one who is in the form of peace. The only one who is in the form of peace can give peace, isn't it? Raga Dveshadi Nirmoksha Lakshanam Shantim Dadati iti Shanti Daha. We saw Parameshwara is Shubhanga and he is also Shantida, the one who gives peace. A peace that is free from all raga and dvesha, likes and dislikes and so on. What disturbs our mind, as I said a little earlier, is this raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes. That robs our peace. And once we start seeing Parameshwara in everything, in every person, the very thought of Parameshwara will remove one's likes and dislikes and hatred. When one looks at himself or at the creation, there seems to be a lot of deficiencies and inadequacies. And since nothing is ever away from Parameshwara, all inadequacies and deficiencies belong to him alone. But he is the total, and from the total standpoint, that is from the standpoint of Parameshwara, there is nothing lacking, and therefore there is no room for any raga and dvesha. As I told you earlier, raga, dvesha mainly stem from the excuse me, misunderstanding or misconception that everything is different from me. So one has to seek the total. The more one thinks of Parameshwara, the more is the Shanti, the peace. So he is the one who gives Shanti, peace and tranquility, characterized by what? By the absence of raga and dvesha. Then Srashta, the creator. Sargadau sarva bhutani sasarja iti Srashta. Again, we have seen this in different forms, different names. Excuse me. He is the Srashta, the one who created all the beings in the beginning. It is not that he created the beginning and hence it is something of the past. In fact, it is beginningless times that the creation has been there. Nobody knows. And not only that, he continues to create because creation is a continuous process. So because of that, he is Srashta. Then Kumudaha, the one who enjoys the earth. Ko bhumyam modate iti Kumudaha. Ku means the earth. One of the meanings of the letter Ku means the earth. And Bhagavan is the one who is in the form of the earth. He is Kumuda and seems to enjoy himself in the form of earth. When we see the earth, there are some beautiful colors in the form of precious stones, the form of beautiful flowers, various types of soil, red soil, black soil, etc., mud, sand, sand dunes, in the form of rivers and mountains, various trees, plants, shrubs, and so on, isn't it? Earth is so beautiful. By seeing that earth, we enjoy so much. Just imagine the one who is the earth himself, how much joy he will have. Even the work of the wind on the sands of the desert is the handiwork of Bhagavan, an expression of his joy. We have seen when the wind blows in the desert, it creates beautiful patterns on the sand. So the very topography contributes to the beauty of Mother Earth. And he is Kumuda also because he takes various avatars on the earth and he seems to enjoy himself by his various leelas. That is why also he is Kumudaha. Then Kuvaleshaya, the one who reclines on the waters. Koho Chiter Valanat Kuvalam Jalam. Kuvale Shete iti Kuvaleshaya. So we saw Ku means earth. And that which flows encompassing the earth is Kuvala, water. And Bhagavan is Kuvaleshaya because he is reclining in a relaxed manner on the water. Reclining means what? Not that he is sleeping. He abides in that water and expresses as joy in the form of the ocean, the waves, the froth, the undulating rivers, the lakes, and the ripples. I mean, you can just, whatever we see in the water. Even the sound when the river flows on rocks. It's so captivating. So as the ocean, the big waves is roaring in laughter. As the silent waves is noiselessly laughing. As the high seas calm, he is just smiling and quiet. But his fullness never wails like the ocean. Rather, like the ocean never wanes, the fullness never wanes. The ocean is always full. And its oceanness does not depend upon any water reaching the ocean. Even if the rains do not happen and the rivers dry up, the ocean is not affected. It does not ever dry up, and its glory does not depend upon anything else. The clouds depend on the ocean, but the ocean does not depend on the clouds. And that's why in the Gita also, the fullness of Parameshwara is compared to the ocean. Apudyamanam achala pratishtam samudramapah pravishanti yadvat. So just like the ocean is fullness, the Swarupa of Bhagavan is also fullness, which is his essential nature. So Kuvaleshaya. Then Gohitaha, the one who is beneficial to the cows and also to the earth. Because the word go has got two meanings. Gavam vridhyartam govardhanam dritavaniti gobhyo hito gohitaha. Goho bhumehe bharavattarana ichchaya sharira grahanam kurvan va gohitaha. So this nama primarily refers to the story of Lord Krishna lifting the Govardhana hill on his small finger to save the people of Vrindavan and also the cattle, especially the cows. We have all know this story, which comes in Bhagavatam, that the Lord Indra wanted to destroy Mathura, so he started incessantly pouring. Rain was pouring. And Bhagavan saved the people of Vrindavan and also the cattle of Vrindavan by lifting the Govardhana mountain, and everybody took shelter under the Govardhana mountain. Whereas if Bhagavan had not done so, the cattle would have perished in the incessant rains unleashed by Indra. So, in order to protect the cows, since he lifted the Govardhana hills, he became the lord of the cows. And otherwise also, being from Yadava Kula, he loved and took great care of the cows. So being Hita, beneficial to the cows, he is Go-Hita. And as I said, the word Go also means earth. And he is also Hita, beneficial to the earth. There are more than one avatars where he takes care of the earth by destroying the asuras and all those who have asura-like qualities. So Go-Hitaha. Then Go-Patihi. Again, the word Go, two meanings are there. The Lord of earth and cows. Go Bhumyaha Patihi Go-Patihi, Gavam Patihi Go-Patihi. So as the Lord of the earth and also as the Lord of the cows, he is Go-Pati. And earlier we have seen this word Go can also means the senses, our senses. And he is the Lord of the senses also. So every physical body is like a go, like a cow. And it is called Pashu. And that's why he is Pashupati also. Pashupati is nothing but another nama like Gopati. So Pashupati is the Lord of Jivas. Gopati is Lord of cows, Lord of senses. All that meanings we can bring in Gopati. Then Gopta. Gopta means the protector. The two meanings again, protector. And another meaning is the one who hides. Rakshako Jagata iti Gopta. Swatmanam Swamayaya Samrunoti iti va Gopta. He is Gopta, the protector of the universe, the protector of life in this earth. He protects every human being, every animal, every plant, every bird, every aquatic being, every deva. In short, everything in this creation he protects. He is the one who obtains in this body and enlivens it, nourishes it, and makes the body function. There is such a fine tuning of the body that the whole networking of the body is perfectly done. Isn't it? There is a fine balance of the salt, water, acid, sugar, heat, hormones, etc. When the child is born, a healthy child is born, everything is completely balanced. For human beings to understand and reproduce the functions of any human organ, let's say like a liver or a kidney, is mind-boggling task. They're all trying and failing. And not only the human body, you just see the fine tuning in the entire working of the universe, be it planetary motions, including the black holes, everything. It's all a part of the process. So he is Gopati and Gopta. And Gopta, he is Gopta also because he as though hides himself by his Maya. And Adi Shankara takes both the meanings for Gopta because the word Gup, from where Gopta is derived, has both the meanings of protecting and also hiding. So Bhagavan is as though in our heart, but he hides himself because of his Maya Shakti. And the spiritual pursuit is all about removing the wheel of Maya and then understand that Bhagavan is my own self. Then Vrishabhaksha. I think it's already time, so we will stop here and then continue in the next class with Vrishabhaksha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Guruji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you
And
very much.
get well soon. Get better soon, Guruji.
That will take a little time. This is also because my wife is cooking something. It is creating some breakfast she is making, so that some I think chili she has used. So that also affected me today.
Namaste, Guruji.
No, that's okay.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you. Hari Om.
Dhanyawadalu, Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you.
Pranams in advance for the Guru Purnima.
Yes, yes. In fact, I'm thinking of giving a small talk on the relevance of Guru or relevance of Guru Purnima along with our next Bhagavad Gita class on Saturday.
On Saturday,
So,
okay, very good.
Yeah, so I'll just probably, Gita class will be there, maybe 10-15 minutes, a small talk I will give. This is at the request of Hariji, who is not there today. So he requested, why don't you give a talk on Guru Purnima? Basically, I feel that there are so many Acharyas, much great Acharyas, and they all give talk on Guru Purnima, and that is accessible to us. What is it that I am going to add to that is a question. But I thought that, okay, what I am doing here, I can do that for Guru Purnima also, which is whatever I have read about Guru Purnima, I can share with you a little bit. Maybe 15-20 minutes, some small initial talk. But we need to understand about this Guru Purnima. There are a lot of misconceptions about so many things that we have today. Some of this is an opportunity to understand the perspective behind this Guru Purnima. So I thought I will share that perspective with all of you. And I will make sure that it is a separate recording so that it goes to the Vishnu Sahasranamam class also. So that, both the classes cstudents get the benefit of it. So we will do that next Saturday. And of course, yes, all of you, wish you a very good, very happy Guru Purnima.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Hari Om. Thank you. Thanks
you.
a lot. Hari Om.